Okay. Good morning, class. Okay, today we are going to talk about legends. So a legend is a person who is recognized for his or her heroic action. So now legends in oral literature are narratives that So you are saying legends are narratives that explain or give out information on the lives of heroes of a community. So what is a community? A group of people So a community is a group of people living together or having the same beliefs. After knowing all the three terminologies now, I'm tempted to give you an example or a tale on legends. So I wish you listen to me carefully. So we are talking about a person known as Lwanda Magere. Lwanda Magere was a Luo warrior. So in the past, these Luos as a community happened to have neighbors known as the Nandis. So the Luos had neighbors known as the Nandis. So these Luos were in great conflict with the Nandis over fields of So the Luos and the Nandis had conflicts over the fields of grazing. So these Nandis always sometimes overpowered the Luos, but then there arose a Luo warrior known as Lwanda Magere. So Lwanda Magere was a brave warrior. Lwanda Magere was a brave warrior, meaning he was fearless. Lwanda Magere was fearless. So this Lwanda Magere is believed also to have a stone body, in quotes, meaning his body could not be penetrated even with a spear. So this Lwanda Magere always gave the Nandis a sleepless night. They had to find ways in which they could overpower the Nandis for them to have what? To get power over the grazing fields. So this Lwanda Magere always won the battle when the two communities fought. So these Nandis came up with a plan on how to finish up this Luo warrior. So the Nandis now, these Nandis now, so the Nandis gave out a beautiful daughter as a spouse. A spouse, we can say in other words, is a companion. So these Nandis gave out a beautiful daughter as a spouse to Lwanda Magere. So, not knowing why his neighbors had given him such a daughter, such a beautiful daughter, he went ahead and married. He went ahead and married the Nandi woman. So on marrying this Nandi woman, Lwanda Magere now was in trouble. Because his secret could be revealed to the Nandis. So this Nandi woman, one day when Lwanda Magere was very sick, remember his body is what? His body is like a stone, so he cannot be pierced with a spear. So one day when Lwanda Magere was sick, this spouse asked him, how are we going to treat you now that your body cannot be pierced even with a spear? Are you getting me? So this Lwanda Magere revealed the secret to her. So he told her, go and cut my shadow and put medicine in my shadow. Now, the secret is revealed. You cannot pierce his body, but you can use what? His shadow. So this beautiful daughter of the Nandis goes back to the Nandi people and reveals the secret to the Nandis, who later come back, and during a fight they pierce this Lwanda Magere's shadow, leading to his death. Now, after his death, it is said that where Lwanda Magere fell during that time, there is a stone at the place. Because when Lwanda Magere died, he remained as a what? A stone. So, from my narrative or from my explanation, what do we learn about the tale? What do we learn about the tale? Yes? What can we get, or what are the attributes that we learn from? Let's start with Lwanda Magere. One, let me get the attributes from you. One, strong. Two, he was a warrior. 3, he was from the Luo community. 4, he was brave. What about that Nandi daughter? How can we say, or what can we say about the Nandi daughter? Beautiful, 1. Beautiful, 2. So what can we say of her trickery on Lwanda Magere? She's what? Can we say she's cunning? Can we say she's cunning? Okay, let's use that. So she tricks Lwanda Magere to reveal what? His secret about his strength and his stone body. So up to that point, I want us now to look at the features of a legend. Features of A legend. Number one is oral transmission. What do we mean by this word oral? What does the word oral mean? What does the word oral mean? It means it is transmitted by word of mouth. So, remember, our main topic was oral literature. We are talking about oral narratives. These are stories told by word of mouth. By word of mouth. The number two. Okay, so which lesson do we learn from this tale? Which lesson do we learn from that tale? The tale that I've given you just right away. What lesson can we learn from Lwanda Magere or the Nandi daughter or the conflict between the two people? Yes? Any lesson you can learn? What is the moral lesson that we learn about this story? Yes? Yes? One? A trial? What can we learn from this story? Or the moral lesson that we learn from this story? Who's going to try? We can learn that Luos and Nandis were neighbors. Another one. Where is Anis? Are you in this class? You are sleeping. Okay. The moral lesson learned here is that your closest person can be your enemy. So, the closest person to Lwanda Magere was his spouse, his Nandi spouse. But remember, when he fell sick, she reveals the message to the Nandis. The number three, legends always have extraordinary or supernatural characters or powers. Okay, so what is supernatural about Lwanda Magere? What is supernatural about Lwanda Magere? What is supernatural about Lwanda Magere? He has what? A stone body, which cannot be pierced with a spear. Another extraordinary or supernatural characteristic or power just comes from this one, a stone body. Treating a shadow. How can you treat a shadow instead of a person? So that's a supernatural what? Power. The number 4. Okay, so from the story, which attributes can we learn from our legend, our Lwanda Magere legend? Ndio hizi hapa. Which attributes can we learn from our Lwanda Magere story? You have bravery. Another one? Bravery comes with being a warrior. Another one? We should be wise. Wise not to fall into tricks. Okay, let's write that before we add on others.